What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to a nice little afternoon episode of Pickin Corners. I am your host, Tyler. I'm always joined by my boy, my should have been teammate, Mikey Truth. Mike, how we feeling? How was the weekend? How's the week?
It's good. Good. Weekend was fun. Got after a little bit Friday and Saturday, and then
Hey,
Sunday we had the inaugural Harrisburg ULAX opening day. Had to set up, get everybody signed up, and then of course had to play.
yeah,
So it was a great weekend. Good to be back out on the field. Good for that humbling experience where you spend a couple days getting after it, and then you have to play a sport and realize how awfully out of shape you are.
yeah. Honestly, though, but listen, Sunday is the perfect time for men's league. It's also in the afternoon. So sweating that out makes you feel honestly like a new man. Like you just feel like you did
Oh
something
yeah,
with yourself. Like it makes all of the Friday, Saturday, whatever you do, you don't feel so bad about it.
it just net zeros, dude. It's like that it never happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
it all balances out.
it's like all that beer. Well, I just ran that off. I just
Yeah.
as I'm
One-
getting beat top side, I was like, oh, there goes 2 beers. We're good.
just one run at LSM. Fogo wins it every time. Runs straight off the field and gassed.
Yeah, and shocker to nobody, my roster, as you know, had 30 guys on it, and only half were there. So we're right in the swing at men's league, mid-season form.
That's how it should be, of course.
Took a.
We had 12 guys show up for ours, so
You guys had to pull extra. Also, you guys had the
two of them were
yellow.
goalies, and 5 were poles.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I gotta say the winner of the uniforms for that was definitely the seafoam green. Or the
Oh yeah,
mint.
that's gas. That's way
Those are
better
fresh.
than yellow
ULAX is
or
gonna work
red.
on the sizes a little bit because as a big boy, that jersey is feeling a little snug.
No representation for the big boys.
No, it's big boy discrimination, and you know what? At this point, I'm used to it. It is. I speak on behalf of all big boys across the world. But let's get right into this stuff, man. Last weekend, Redwoods got their first W. Of course, we called it the other way. It is what it is. I know we all called chaos.
Gotta take our licks.
I mean, it is what here's
What?
the thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just saying, we said that it would take a lot for the Redwoods to figure it out. I still don't think they figured it out. I think the Chaos just played so poorly
Yeah,
that the Redwoods they're good enough to win.
That's one of them. What was I doing? Oh, I was moving into my new apartment. Yeah, new apartment, big boy, adult stuff. So I didn't get to watch any Saturday games. But yeah, I mean, I guess I should have seen that no team typically is going to allow themselves to just keep losing,
Right.
or the professionals are going to make adjustments. But what's annoying is that we could pick these games either way, and we could find any justification for either side, right?
Yeah.
And then so if I get it wrong, I'm like, oh, it's so obvious as to why it should have been this, right? But it's it's not as a bettor, that's not being fair to yourself. You can't do that. That's just good practice in general. Is that you can't be like, oh, it was so obvious. It really wasn't. It's just the way it plays out may make you feel that way. But you can't have that. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, and I think the game Chaos had 21 turnovers, and that's
You're
kind of
never
what
going to
you.
win a game doing that.
Yeah, it's kind of what you get with a rotating roster, week in and
Yes.
week out. So I know they're back to full strength now.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be, and all those guys are coming off of
Bandit Land.
Yeah, playing the NLL championship, so they're all hot and ready. Hands are
That was a
hot. They're
sweet
ready to
game.
go. Yeah, that was a good game.
I was pulling for Buffalo just off the, I wanted to see the chaos. I don't know. I just they had such a cool crowd, such a good
My
team.
buddies were there. I was hoping that they would get the dub because Buffalo was going crazy.
And that's what also sucks. If you're a Colorado player, you're damn, we had to win at a different stadium.
I know.
So nobody's cheering for you. And also you're oh, we have to watch this other team celebrate in our homes after we just pulled this game out.
Most of those people there are barely Bandit fans. There's no way there's an Avalanche fan there.
Yeah. Well, no, they have you could just see there's a lot of diehard I feel like Buffalo really It's
Just
the Bills and
sports.
the Bandits,
Just
baby.
sports. They don't care. Yeah.
I would hope that they're tailgating. Cause think about it, like that now it's actually warm. Like when they're tailgating for the Bills games, it's like minus temperatures. But you know what I mean.
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
saying, I hope that they were getting after a little bit in the parking lot before the game.
They were.
I
They always
hope they
do.
were. I hope they were. But so Redwoods got it done. Water Dogs, Chrome's 3-0.
I
3-0
know.
squad.
They're a
I
good
mean,
team.
we called that. We were a little hesitant to take the spread, which honestly, Water Dogs did lead at one point, so I would have been way more nervous, with that one if I was a 1.5 better. But it worked out in the end.
Yeah, and the Water Dogs, they're just
They're right there, man. They're
they
not
keep
bad.
being so close to getting a win. They just can't. And with the injuries they're having too, I mean, they just cannot catch a break. So their day will come. They'll be good.
Are they going to be like the Chrome, where like their goal differential is like a couple goals, but they're like 0 for or 1
I
for?
think so, honestly, and that's where it's trending currently. So
It's like they're going to lose a bunch of games by 1 goal, so your goal
yeah,
differential is pretty solid, but like your record sucks.
exactly. So they're gonna figure it out. They're doing all right. They could be better, but
But like it's like they're not doing terrible. They're just barely not doing enough.
yeah, they're just shy, falling just short. So
And they'll
looking
have
forward.
Dylan Ward back in net. I think he was the NLL final. They made him finals MVP.
Yeah, that'll change. That'll change things once he's in there. And looks like Sabia might be back this week, and Sowers might be back.
But
Although
yeah,
I think I'm more of a fan of Sowers not being on the
are
field.
you are you are you a subscriber to the Sours curse?
Yeah, I for some reason I like Sowers. I think he's an
Oh,
unbelievable
dude,
generational
unreal. His
talent.
his high school highlight tape is still one of the sickest things I've ever seen.
I know, but for some
PA
reason
represent.
it's not doing wonders for the rest of the team and the rest of the offense. It's
But
just not.
he's not a
It was.
selfish player. I don't know,
I
like
know he's not, but
he's
it
an
was the same
assist
thing at
guy. Like
Duke.
his game against the Whipsnakes, he went 1 goal, 5 assists.
It's the same thing that happened at Duke. I don't understand it, but
But like it's still, but he's still like he's not like he's a ball hog. So what did you think? It's just like the juju,
I don't know. It's
like
the
he's
curse.
like
it'll
he's a
it'll be
pass
cured.
first guy.
It'll be cured.
Like
He'll
Ben
get
Simmons.
through it.
Ben Simmons passes first. Does he pass too much? I don't know.
Yeah, Ben Simmons. He didn't play.
Um, Whips beat the Atlas. I took the over just off the fact that I would feel really stupid taking the under, and then they score like 30 goals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I took the over. That didn't hit. I'm not upset about it. Like with this league, like the real betting is like you have to take what you want, but you have to be okay if the complete opposite happens.
Right.
Atlas.
They just couldn't get it going from the
They didn't
midfield, and
look terrible.
that's
Like they didn't look bad. Like it's not like they played horrible. You just have to play really well to beat the Whips.
yeah, and their midfielders shot pretty terribly, and I know don't get me wrong, I know the attack is amazing,
Yeah.
but the attack excels when you can
Wait. So
just
yeah,
toss it.
what was the midfield shooting? Because I have, as an Atlas fan, I have one thing that is really making me sort of angry.
Costabile went 0 for 9.
Can you guess what made me angry as an Atlas fan? About a certain
Caraway.
someone who was not. Yes, a certain someone who was like. Can you give me any sort of justification as to why they haven't played him yet? I know that the attack is good. Do you I heard I've been listening to stuff. Do you think that he just did not want to play midfield, or do you think that like what do you think happened?
I mean, I think it could be a
He's
lot of
good dodging a
things.
shorty though.
There was that kind of at the beginning for a lot of teams where they're just like playing around with rosters, and it was like almost like an extended training camp.
Yeah, they're still like as they play, like
Right.
they kind of like gives them a gauge on if the roster they're putting out is what they want. And
Right,
then
like
I
they
guess
were
if you go
between
3 and
2 or
out,
3 guys, they could kinda, like, whittle it down, and then I think there's something who said, like, the Atlas are winning, so if it ain't
yeah,
broke, don't fix it, but, I mean, with the way that midfield played, they gotta do something, and, I think they gotta put Caraway's gotta be put in.
dude. Or I mean, he's a high value trade, bro. It just makes me upset because like I'm a huge
Well,
fan of his.
if he isn't rostered this week, he becomes free agent.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll
So I
probably
think
roster him.
what I'm going to see them do, like, because like reserve roster counts, so I
Yeah.
can see them at least putting him on the reserve so that like they could keep him. However, I also saw this thing where like the longer they hold on to him and don't play him, the lower his trade value goes.
Yeah.
So like if they want to trade him, then like they should do it sooner rather than later. Even though I really don't want them to. I just want them to play him because I mean, yes, he's good. Like he can dodge a shorty. He says, "Don't put a
Right.
short on me. That's disrespectful." So in my opinion, I feel like he'd be fine out of the midfield, or just a man up specialist, like on that righty wing.
Yeah, that won't be bad.
I don't think that him being on the field would negatively affect him. I'll say that.
No.
Like I think that he only brings positives. Casabio for 9. I like Casabio shoot. Yeah, I told you this is one of my favorite quotes ever. Dion Waiters, rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 3, baby.
That's what they're saying. So
Love that.
yeah,
Who they play? I think that he could honestly play over John Crawley and Brendan Curry.
probably, yeah, with the way the midfield is playing.
Yeah. Like
Same
honestly, you gotta
same
keep
kind of idea though, when you look at the Cannons and the Archers. Cannons struggled out of the midfield as well this week.
and Lyle came
And
back too, which is
yeah, he had a good game, 4 points.
that's
But
about like on pace for a normal game for him.
yeah, so but nothing really from the midfield,
I
which
did
is a
not watch this
problem.
game. I know that I took the over, and I just did not expect it to be that lopsided of a game. Like when I root for when I pick the over, I root for like a good game. But I mean, it is what it
Yeah.
is. I didn't expect it to be this one sided and still hit.
The Archers are piling it on too, and
But this
they're
is what their offense is supposed to be able to do. Like
I know.
with the Will Manny, 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists. Tom Schreiber, 3 and 4, 7 points. Matt Moore, 3 and 3.
Yep.
Simone, 2 goals. Marcus Holman, 2 goals. Like that's kind of what you're looking
Yeah.
for.
And when you
Even
have
Dominique Alexander got on the board with a
when you
goal.
have Trey Leclaire and Dominique Alexander contributing, you're probably going to win.
Well, Trey Leclerc's got a rifle, dude.
Oh, he's a stud. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
he's typically not finding himself in.
And Mark McNeil got on the board with an assist.
Yeah, so when those guys are pitching in, you're good. And with the
You're
amount of
gonna be
turnovers,
good. Yeah, the amount of offensive just contribution, like whether it's
yeah.
goals and assists, is
And I think the Cannons had like 20, another like they had 20 something turnovers. Cannons, like you're just not going to win. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You're not going to win. You're not digging yourself out of that hole.
No, yeah, they had 21 turnovers. The Archers 13.
Yeah. So
What's funny enough is that the Cannons. Am I reading this right? Yeah, the Cannons were 66% on faceoffs.
we got to take care of the ball.
Gittleman had more saves. They went even on ground balls. Because ground balls win games. They went even on
Right.
shots. Archers had more on goal. So it really just comes down to execution. Like,
Yeah.
the Cannons obviously had looks. I mean, they definitely think about that. 21 turnovers. That's 21 possessions that you have a chance to do something
I
and make
know.
an impact in the game.
Yeah. I mean, and they have another. As we look ahead to next week, they're going against the Chrome, who are hot.
That's gonna be a pretty darn good game.
Yeah, they got a tough game ahead of them. I think the Chrome are on a roll this year, and I don't know if that's going to stop. But this is a team where when the midfield is just like the Atlas, the midfield is on and contributing. It's a totally different game.
Well, you just can't roll. I shouldn't say you can't. You shouldn't rely on the attack every time for scoring
Right.
good contribution. Like, yeah, obviously the ball, like that's supposed to be your 3 best offensive players, but at the same time, like you need even distribution, not even, but like at least your midfielders should be a threat. And obviously all these midfielders can be, it's a matter of finishing.
Yeah, and it's the polls in the PLL defensive players are probably some of the best athletes in the whole league.
From an athletic
standpoint, just
Yeah.
athleticism alone.
So
So if you got him honed in on like I don't
yeah,
care if it's Jeff, Chris Gray, if they can just sit on those guys all game with no threat from the midfield,
yeah,
they're going to neutralize him just from athleticism
yeah.
alone.
It's
They'll get their licks here and there,
yeah,
but they're not putting up 20 on their own
yeah. I was gonna
without the
say like
midfield helping
name
them
a
out.
name a name a like a PLL defenseman.
Carrot Apple,
Do you think that 10 tries to go one on one with him that you get close to the goal?
no,
Because
no.
you probably be unconscious before you made it to the goal.
Yeah, you take my head off. No, yeah, well, partially because I don't play offense, so
Yeah,
I'm
but
getting
I'm just like,
stripped.
like they, they can only do so much in a game, Like the defensemen are just as good as the attackmen. It's going to be you can't just rely on the attack to do it
Right,
all. You
exactly.
need to draw the defense. You can't make it a one-on-one game. It's not meant to be a one-on-one league.
Exactly. So, as they go against Chrome, we'll see what the Cannons do. But I mean, for that game, I'm taking Chrome -1.5. No
Or minus
questions
one and a
asked.
half. I think that's probably the right play. Let me just take a look.
And I would consider the over 24.5.
I'll mm, what do you like? Do you like anything with that total?
But yeah, I like that over 24.5.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear that. I was just
Yeah, no, you're good. Yeah, I like the over 24.5. It's at a flat +100. So I think there's some value there. And after the absolute pumping that the Cannons got last week,
yeah. I might have to join you on the over. Shout out to the
staying away from the
Shout
line.
out to the PLL betting report from Brian Andrews. Um, Cannons, of the 6 games they've been a part of. Excuse me, Chrome. 6 games they've been a part of where it's been 24 and a half. They've gone over 4 of those 6. Looking at the Cannons. Of the 6 games, 24 and a half, 2 have gone over. Um, mm, yeah, I don't mind that over just because like both these teams' offense and like I still think that the Cannons defense is suspect. Obviously, the Archers, the Chrome offense is not the Archers offense, but the Chrome
Right.
offense is still very good. With
Exactly.
Nick Turner and Wisnauskas are showing up.
Yep.
Rookie of the year, Nick Turner was. You think one of those is going to be one of them? Probably like early.
Yeah. Way too early prediction. Yeah. One
Do
of
you think
them.
that one of them has it over the other right now? I think it's just kind of like whoever keeps it going.
Kind of whoever keeps it going. I kind of like Nick Turn more just because,
With the troops, baby.
yeah, gritty too. But I don't know. Wisnauskas is cool. And he's a great
He's
player.
won too much, so he can relax.
Yeah. But like, come on. And he's a great. Someone's always setting the play up for him, and he's just like an awesome. He's so good at finishing, and
Yeah. Which is funny
so
enough. Well, because like his thing at like Maryland before, like when he started out was just like he could shoot from like he
yeah.
was a lefty shooter, but then he kind of developed his game a lot more. But yeah,
Yeah.
so let me just look at some props in that game. Since we're talking about, I know like we brought it up. Let me just look at props real quick in that game before we move on. Where are we at? Ashton Olting over 2.5 points. Might take that.
If he
Um,
has a good game, it's
yeah. So the
easily over
odds,
that.
I would say offered more, but I know that like it's just we're early on, so we'll take
Early
medium pick.
stages.
So yeah, they have the offering of Ashton Olting 2.5, Brendan Nick Turn 3.5, Wisnauskas 3.5, Lyle Thompson over 4.5. And what makes me mad is that like last week I took the over 2.5, and of course if that hits, they bump it for the next week. So
Right.
now it's like 3.5 for Nick Turner instead of 2.5. I think he had exactly 3, or he went for 4 last week. That's why. Um,
He could do it again.
yeah, I don't necessarily like. I mean, a lot of times over 4.5 points, maybe we'll see where that goes. But let's keep it rolling here.
Yeah.
First game of tomorrow night: Redwoods Whip Snakes. Whip Snakes are minus 1.5 over under 22.5. Funny enough is that the Whip Snakes, as much as they win, they don't cover.
Yeah. I believe
Um,
that.
I was like shout out to the PLL betting report from Brian Andrews. he's taught. This is like covering this year and last season. Of the 8 games that the Whipsnakes were -1.5 points, they only covered in 1 of them.
Damn. Yeah, I think that's a rat line. I don't like that line.
I hate that line. I think that's
yeah.
good. I think if you pick a side, you're screwed. Like if you
I would stay away from this game in general. I don't even like the over-under. I would take the under if I had to pick.
Yeah, I might just say, like, even when I write my blog, I might just be like, hey, like, I need to start exercising like good betting practices. Like, I like to give a picture every game. It's like, maybe just take some props or just enjoy the game.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, just do a little bit of that. Maybe throw a prop in there. But yeah, I would.
Well, I will say this: Zed's back. Zed's back.
I would take whatever his prop is.
He doesn't have one.
Oh,
but Rambo is over 2.5
at -170 though.
But because they know that, like, because is Jay Carlson also on there?
What about Gutty? I would take Gutty. Under 2.5.
Under? He's usually good for about 2 a game. So, like, that's we might sneak the under there. He's usually good for about 2 points a game. A goal and assist or 2, whatever.
Yeah.
Jules over 2.5.
Maybe. Yeah, he's been going off.
And then there's also Miles Jones over under 2.5. I might want to take the under.
I would, dude. If he's
either gonna have 5 points or no points. I just feel like
pretty much, yeah. He's so hot and cold or one-dimensional. Yeah, Gutty under, Jules over, call it a day, throw it in the blog.
Yeah, I just feel like
on to the next. Stay away from that game.
We're practicing good betting practice. We're if you don't like something, don't force it. Right? We're gonna be more on that. And then tomorrow night, 9:15, Chaos Water Dogs. Chaos finally get their whole roster back. They dropped Donville off the roster, which I think it's because like all these Canadian guys always had issues with visas, traveling in the States every year. So it is what it is. I know they dropped a couple others, but pretty much like everybody's back. It'd be curious. You play a full season of box. Shoot, I play. We played one game a week for like a couple weeks of box against out-of-state people. I was hurting. I was getting bullied by high schoolers playing box, and I was hurting. So like
I don't know. I mean, I think you go Chaos -1.5 on this.
I think you have to, right? Well, that's why
I think they're hot, and they want to come in and win something. They just got their asses kicked.
Chaos -150 money line. I'm taking that instead.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I do think they win, but like the Water Dogs love to backdoor cover, so I'm just gonna leave that as it is.
And I would take
Dylan Ward and Blaze Ritter are in cage, so screw the over/under. If anything goes under,
I would take
23.5. I would say might go under. I'd lean the under.
Lean the under, but I wouldn't take that. I didn't like any of the props. Not a fan.
Let me take a look real quick because I know Mr. Businessman has to get on a phone call soon. Mac O'Keefe over 1. Oh, why is it -205? What on?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
He's always like he's so like anytime I bet him at 1.5, he always hits it. But they know that, so they put it instead of making it. That's so annoying. Because you're stupid if you bet the under.
Right.
But is Sowers back this weekend?
He's questionable.
So if he's not back, I say take Kieran McCardle over 2.5.
Okay.
I think that McCardle for like people say these things that McCardle plays better when Sowers is not playing.
I could see it. Just conflicting play styles.
Yeah, McCardle's like such a slasher. Like St. John's boy. It's funny because St. John sucks. And then last game we would have to talk about is the night game. Oh, sweet Jesus, Archer's Atlas.
Yeah, that I would hammer that over into oblivion.
I would feel stupid if I bet the under and they score like 35 goals. But here's the thing, Cannon. Like I thought last week that like whenever I bet it over, all of a sudden the goalies decide to play out of their goddamn mind. Like last week, Birdlore and Cannon played unreal in the cage. Do you think that
Yeah.
Cannon goes? I mean, he was hot as rookie year. Do you think that he does that 2 weeks in a row where he just lights out like that?
I mean, you just gotta take the over on this. It's
It doesn't matter what I think,
yeah,
right?
for pride and for country, you gotta take the
For
over.
flying for country.
And then I know the Archers are hot, we're hot. They only won one game. They beat down a sloppy Cannons team. I don't know.
Alice money line.
Yeah, I would take Atlas money line. That's a good line too. -120.
Yeah, I guess
That's worth every
in
penny,
PLL,
dude.
if you get anything that's a minus, if you're really not sure, if you get anything like under -160,
Yeah,
honestly, that's a pretty decent money line.
absolutely. So
Like you want to lay a little bit, but we're not betting hundreds of dollars here, so
right.
it's pizza money only.
Yeah, if you're betting hundreds of dollars on the PLL, we have to have another conversation.
Yeah, honestly,
1-800 gambler.
yeah, call 1-800-GAMBLER if you feel like you need gambling help. We should probably start saying.
And
But
then
yeah,
what else?
let's just we'll run it back, make sure that we know we're talking. Like everybody got our picks. Let's go run it back. Let's go right through it here. We've
All right.
decided that screw the Redwoods Whip Snakes. Screw the Redwoods and the Whip Snakes game. We hate
But
that very much.
Jules over 2.5.
Jules over 2.5, and Mike likes Gutty.
Gutty under 2.5.
Watch it. He's gonna put up like 6 now.
Yeah.
You done did it.
Chaos Water Dogs.
Chaos Water Dogs. We like the Chaos money line and the under lean under.
Lean under. Still wouldn't want to touch it, but lean under.
Lean the under. Cannons, Chrome. We'll take the Chrome. You're taking the Chrome.
Yeah.
And do we like the over under?
Yeah, the over 24.5.
Over 24. Probably right.
At plus 100, that'll play.
That'll play. They're trying to bait us. They want us to take the under.
Yeah, it's a rat line.
It's a rat line. Archers Alice just Donkey Kong smack the over. Excuse me.
And take Atlas -120.
Atlas -120. That's a nice money line.
That isn't. You don't see those often.
No, because they'll try to get you with the -185, -170, whatever. But yeah, that's all we have for y'all. I know Mr. Michael has to get heading out, but we appreciate everybody stopping by. We make sure that everybody likes, comments, and subscribes. We're getting on Spotify now. We're getting on Anchor. We're using Anchor. We're getting on Anchor. We're going to be on Apple Music hopefully soon. So you don't have to look at ugly mugs. You can just listen to us while you're driving in your car. Very nice. Be my preferred way of doing it.
Faces are for radio.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Yeah.
We're a couple of handsome gentlemen, but our voices are better for radio. And make sure to just follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Pickin Winners. Our personal Twitters and Instagrams are down below. Check out the website at pickinwinners.org. And make sure to check out Tom and Keith on Pickin Fights. And just keep an eye out for content going forward. And we will see you guys next week.